morning, everybody. Hey, this is Sean Lutz coming to you from SLS Studios here in Dallas, Texas. Coming to you fresh off about 3.5 hours sleep, cold shower, and a bad haircut. Anyway, today's episode number 2 is we're going to be covering the Divisional Series and the MLB playoffs that start today. We got all 4 games starting. Some good matchups, and when you get into the divisional round here, we're looking at a best of 7 series. So these are awesome. Any sport that has a 7-game series in the playoffs, it's awesome. But anyway, we got these 4 games starting today, which is October 4th, 2025. So the first game that we got coming up is going to be the Chicago Cubs. They're heading into Milwaukee, take on the Brewers. The Brewers are a tough team. I'm an American League guy, so I'm a Tiger guy, so I follow the American League more so the National League. But from what I've seen out of the Brewers, they are tough. They smoke my Tigers, man. But they had everything going on then. And this was back in April when I first saw them, and I was like saying, that is going to be a team right there. And it turned out that they turned out to be, they had an unbelievable run going in here, a hell of a streak. That's going to be tough, but the Cubbies, that's going to be a good series. But that's coming up at 2:00 Eastern. That's going to be on TBS. That'll be a good series to tune into if you're an NL guy. The next game coming up is going to be the New York Yankees. They're heading into the baseball mecca of the world, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I kind of think it would be funny if the Blue Jays won a World Series before the Toronto Maple Leafs won a Stanley Cup. They have a drought running, I think, since 1967. So there'd be some humor there if those fans would go totally crazy. And then it's just Toronto in general. But anyway, that game is going to be on Fox. That ought to be a good game. The next one coming up is the Dodgers at Phillies. This one is going to be at 6:30 p.m. on TBS. And the TBS games are also going to be streamed on HBO Max. And I believe some of them are going to be on True TV. So if you want to stream, you don't have to watch them on TBS. But they're available for you there. I'm not too familiar with those teams, but other than the studs on LA, I think the Dodgers are going to be. I'd like to see the Dodgers take that just because. Oh man, talk about some players on that team. But anyway, this brings me into the final game, which is my Detroit Tigers. This game is going to be at 8:30 Eastern time, and it's going to be on FS1 tonight. We got the Tigers going into face Seattle. And we're starting a rookie pitcher today. There's no pressure on him. I think it's kind of a good strategy from AJ. On a best of 7 on the road, a series you want to walk on out of there with at least 1 win or a split. So you got a rookie kid going in there, and he's calm, cool, and collective. He has no pressure. So if we don't get a win today, and game 2 is Scooble. We got Scooble starting tomorrow. So hopefully after tomorrow we can, the Tigers can head back home into Detroit to Comerica Park with at least 1 win in the best of 7 series. But that's going to wrap it up for the MLB Divisional Series, and you can see them kind of in the background there on my little cheap ass monitor. But yeah, that's it. So we're going to move on to the only thing that's really going on is it's a big college football day. Not big. There's not a lot of matchups. Just look out for upsets. But the only notable matchups really are we got Vandy and Alabama Vandy's going to be at number 16, facing the number 10 Crimson Tide. 3:30 ABC. And then the other matchup is going to be later tonight on ABC as well, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You're going to have the Miami Hurricanes taking on Florida State. FSU, what I call them Felony State. But that's number 18 and number 3 squaring off. Other than that, there's not any good matchups. Just like I say, be on the wire for upsets. I'll be tuning in at 11 a.m. Eastern to watch my Michigan Wolverines play the Wisconsin in a Big Ten matchup at 11 a.m. on, I think that's Fox as well. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this episode of SLS Studios Sports Brief, episode number 2.